As I write, my heart is very sad, and I remember this incident 3 years ago. It is a story that happened with one of my relatives, and it is true, and it happened in front of my eyes. Let me tell you what happened. One of my relatives was very beautiful, with long blonde hair and beautiful green eyes. Her features are very European. She married and gave birth to a boy. Her married life was perfect, and her relationship with everyone was good. But this changed after that fateful day when she went with her in-laws to the cemetery, and there she fell into one of the open graves and returned home terrified from the fall. Since that day, she has been dreaming nightmares, does not sleep at night and does not rest during the day, and she was always crying and isolated until one day she started screaming at night, and her husband was frightened by the sight. She was naked, and as if she was tied up, and he was immobile and could not move and save her. So he started reciting the Quran, and her captivity was released, and her husband was finally able to move. And she cried, and told him what happened to him, that a genie is in love with her, and has sex with her every day while she is tied up, and today does not know how and can, because she called for God. Her voice appeared, and her husband heard it. Her husband took her to the sheikhs, and they tried to help her, but to no avail. And one of the sheikhs told them that it was due to falling into that grave. And they went to the grave and found traces of magic inside it. So it was engraved, and she fell into it. And my relative continued to suffer until she was completely withered, asking for help from her husband, and he cannot do anything but read the Quran. He can do nothing but read the Quran until he releases her. And things began to get worse, as it became repeated morning and evening, and he threatened her with her child, which she could not go near him as if she was a prisoner. And one day her belly swelled as if she was pregnant. But her husband did not have sex with her. So how did she get pregnant? They took her to the hospital and performed an operation on her, and it was a deformed child, God forbid from its shape, and its color is blue and died after birth. And she said that the lover genie told her that he is my son, and you killed him. I will kill your son and your husband, and she could not bear this, so she burned herself to death while screaming. She lived 2 days after the burning in the hospital, and died after that while recommending her son and her husband. And now, 3 years later, I remember that tragedy, and whenever I look at her child, who is now 5 years old, I grieve and ask for mercy for her. The strange thing is that she said that he was the leader of the village of jinns in Iraq, and he has soldiers and people. And when she was describing the situation, I felt that she was talking about a king, retinue, courtiers, and people. And I did not know whether that child was really his son or her husband's son, and he mutilated him because I could not bear the idea that she got pregnant with him. But the doctors confirmed that the child is only a deformed child, and does not have any qualities outside of human energy, such as organs. But it is deformed and blue in color, or as if choked, and carries many veins. I do not know. But in the end, we do not know what God created and what made it possible for it to happen.